What's happening? Welcome back. You're still getting real with the realest man on radio. Good to be with you. Remember to catch me on CBS 46 News, 6 o'clock, weekdays, MSNBC, Sunday mornings, 6 to 7 a.m. You will find me there. And right here on WAOK, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. This month is Fibroid Awareness Month in Georgia. My good friend, no stranger to WAOK and V103, and no stranger to the community at large, Dr. John Lipman, founder and medical director of the Atlanta Fibroid Center. Doc, how are you, man?
Oh, great. Thanks so much for having me.
I appreciate you so much because not only are you an expert and more than proficient at what you do, you are a true believer. And that exudes in what you do at your medical practice and outside of your medical practice. And I have it's kind of an inside joke, man, but Dr. Lipman is everywhere in Metro Atlanta. You and your wife. How do you make the time, man, running a medical practice, a premier medical practice, and then make all the live events?
The same way you're going to get your second doctorate.
Yeah.
I'm
talking, right?
Right. I mean, it's what you believe in. It's what needs to happen. I mean, when I spoke at Tuskegee, I met two women less than 30 years of age, had already had a hysterectomy for these benign fibroids that we see every day in the office. And it's just crushing. And I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want women to undergo this unnecessary surgery for benign disease, and it happens every single day. And that's one of the reasons why it keeps us going. We want to educate everybody, even though we've been doing this a long time, almost 25 years now.
You were the first person that made it plain to me about black women being overprescribed surgery.
Yes.
For something that does not need a surgical solution.
Correct.
Why are black women being told they got to have surgery?
Well, primarily because the people that are the gatekeepers of women's health are gynecologists, and gynecologists are surgeons. That's their training. And so when there's a problem that medicines don't fix, they're trained surgeons, so they're just going to operate. And I'm an interventional radiologist, which is a different medical specialist. Our training is using image guidance all over the body, in this case for fibroids in the uterus, but we can do a procedure called UFE, uterine fibroid embolization, that is completely non-surgical and outpatient. Patients come into our center, takes me 30 to 45 minutes, there's a brief recovery, and they go home the same day with a Band-Aid. So they get the relief of symptoms, they avoid the risks and long recovery of an operation, but most importantly, they get to keep all their parts, because losing your uterus is no trivial matter. Doctors will treat it like, oh, it's just like having your tooth pulled or taking out an appendix. It's not. The uterus has very important functions for women. In fact, we're doing a social media campaign called Don't Lose Your You. So if you follow us on Instagram every day, and in fact, you were on recently.
Thank you for that honor. I went back and saw that. You're honoring people this month who have been advocates for women's health. And
yes.
Man, I was so honored to be. I think I was your first honoree.
Yes, you and the mayor,
yeah.
Representative Scott. There's been a number of very prominent Atlantans, all of whom are very passionate about the health equity and women's health, and have been supportive of us in the Don't Lose Your You campaign, because we don't want to see anybody unnecessarily lose their uterus over benign fibroids. It doesn't have to be if you know about UFE. That's the thing. You got to know about it. It's almost like this secret, and it shouldn't be a secret.
What happens when a woman loses her uterus?
Well, it changes a lot of women. It can change them psychologically. In fact, the don't lose your you, meaning uterus, is also meaning don't lose your YOU, what makes you a woman, your womb, your essence. And so it's just unnecessary. So it changes a lot of women psychologically. They suffer like a man being castrated, feeling less of a woman.
Wow.
There's a lot of sexual dysfunction after hysterectomy, and people don't like to talk about it because, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
We know there's a lot of bone loss after hysterectomy, and now there's good evidence to suggest that it has cardiovascular effects, increase high blood pressure, increase chance of heart attack or stroke. So the bottom line is it doesn't need to be done at all.
Wow.
You can go home with a Band-Aid.
I know this because someone who actually works for me was treated by you. And this was such an ironic coincidence. I met you after this. And I remember the day she went in for the procedure, she was out the same day, right? And when I told her that I had you booked on my show, she said, "Oh my God, Rashad, that dude is the truth. That's my doctor that helped me with my fibroid issue." And she was so elated that she found you. Man, she talked about you the whole week as if she was excited to go into this procedure. But when you realize what her alternative was, you can see why she was excited to find you.
Absolutely. And you talk to these women, and I see them every single day, and they almost are surprised how much I know about what they're going through.
Yeah.
Because these heavy periods, they're often anemic, they're weak, they're tired. It affects everything they do. It affects if they can go out, if they can work. Sometimes they miss work 2 or 3 days a month. They miss social events. It's an embarrassing thing. They have to know where every bathroom is. They have to have a change of clothes. It's just their whole life is wrapped around their menstrual, and it doesn't have to be if they can get UFE.